Hey, you guys, I'm Phil Town from Rule One Investing. Today, I want to talk to you about how to budget for the big stuff. Okay, so the word budget. I don't really like that word at all. And it's gotten a bad rap, right? Budgeting really is key to buying big stuff like a home, other large things you want to get, building wealth. Oh my gosh, it's huge for that. And eventually, you want to reach financial freedom. Budgeting's something you got to learn how to do. Almost everybody has to do it. You might as well figure it out. And so today, I want to discuss ways to budget for the big stuff. So let's get started. First off, know your goal. What are you trying to do? And if you decide this is worth doing, and I'm talking about things like financial freedom, sending your children to college, buying a home and being able to afford it, those things, I think you better make a promise to yourself on that. Those shouldn't be goals. Those should be, this is what we're going to do come hell or high water, and I'll kill myself doing it. I am promising I am going to put together the capital, get a down payment to buy a house. I'm promising myself I am going to be putting money away in a 529 plan every month for my daughter and son's education. I'm promising myself that I'm getting to financial freedom in 5 years, something like that. You make that promise and then you keep that promise to yourself. It's not a goal, it's something you're absolutely going to do. So once you figured out what you want to do, and once you've made that promise to yourself, then the next step is just kind of to realize that you're going to try to eat an elephant here, right? That's a big deal. And it looks daunting. It looks impossible. Just got to remember that the way you eat an elephant is one bite at a time. Kind of a terrible image, eating elephants. I have no desire to eat an elephant, but maybe a rather large carrot or something like that. So here's what you have to do. You've got to first just do some research. Take this little baby step. Research all of the related costs that are involved in achieving that goal. So for example, if you're going to buy a house, what are the related costs to a house? Well, down payment is the big one. And then of course the mortgage, you got to be able to afford a certain level of mortgage each month. And don't forget that includes taxes on the property and that includes insurance on the house. So you got to add that together and see, okay, I need this chunk of cash and I need this amount a month in order to handle this major purchase. Now, once you realize and have nailed down the financial implications of getting to that promise you're making yourself, then okay, you can start to break down this thing and chew it up a little bit at a time. So figure out what habits, this is the next thing. Figure out what habits are costing you money every month. What are you doing out there that you could avoid doing? Now, this could be expensive hobbies. This is one of my favorite bad habits that I do. Expensive hobbies. Maybe you're going out to restaurants more than you need to. Maybe you're spending money on clothing you don't really need to. It's any other number of kind of financial drains that are going out there. Just take a look at it and see. I mean, sometimes it's pretty easy. You realize we don't spend any money on clothing. We don't eat out hardly ever. We don't do expensive hobbies. And we're still really tight. We're still really pressed, right? So then the other thing I would do is kind of evaluate whether there's some other way to get additional income coming in, right? So what can you do to save more money? Could you get those children of yours who have been, riding on Easy Street? Can you get them out working? Do you think? I mean, I know it was a totally different time when I was younger, but when I was a kid, all kids worked. I mean, man, we would go out and we would, do paper routes, and we would, we had a thing for paper. We'd go out and one of the fathers, my dad would do this on a regular basis, would kind of contribute a pickup truck, and we would, this is way before we could drive, so we had to have a dad driving. We'd go out and collect paper out of people's basements, man. They're happy to get rid of it, and we'd haul that paper over to a place that ground it up into insulation bags, right? And we would build that money up so we would have a little cash to do something with. I mean, you just got to understand that the kids can actually contribute enormously to your goal of getting a house. Put them to work. It's good for them. Start an automatic deposit set up right straight into your checking account, from your checking account into your savings account. So when you cash your checks that you're getting on your paychecks. It just goes straight into your savings account, a chunk of it every month. Like, write this down. I would try to put away 10% right off the top. Just pay yourself first. It's a great idea. Just pay yourself first, 10% right in the savings account, done. Okay? I call those savings accounts, by the way, I call them Berkeys in honor of Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett has the world's biggest savings account. All of these companies he owns pay money into those Berkeys, the Berkshire Hathaway fund. It pays it in there every month by the billions of dollars. It's amazing. You need one of those, right? Something that pays in billions of dollars. That's what you should get. Okay, now you make the deposits monthly. You have them continue for a certain number of deposits or as long as you want to in the future. And another thing is, it's really easy to run into some setbacks, you guys, so don't let them throw you off course. Setbacks are a problem when it comes to budgeting kinds of things. Some unforeseen circumstance will arise, a health problem, a car breaks down. There's just no way around it. So, okay, you got to dig in. Don't let the setbacks stop you from reaching your financial promises. That's the key. You want to build up, by the way, for setbacks, you want to build up a 6-month rainy day fund. I like 6 months. I think when you start investing in stocks, you can kind of use your stock investments a little bit as a 6-month rainy day fund because it's fully liquid. You can get the money out anytime you want to. Obviously, you hope not do it when the market's down, but you can get the money. It's not like you can't get your hands on it. But you should build that up so that you've got 6 months of cash sitting there to cover the bare bone expenses that you have to make every month. And that's going to really help prevent the bumps in the road from derailing you. You just don't want to have that thing knock you off track. By the way, another thing that's a really good habit to start doing is learning to say no. Now, this is really something we all struggle with when it comes to our dear little children who want stuff because their friends have it. And man, saying no is so hard with the kids. You know, some of us had parents that were really good at it. They just said no. Right? And you understood from an early age that there was no need to argue about that. If you've got kids who are going to argue with you after you say no, it's because you didn't train them properly. Learn to say no. I'll tell you great training. What you should do is go get a horse and practice saying no to your horse. And you'll get really good at saying it in a way that this 1,300-pound animal will stop what they're doing. Right? I mean, it's fun. Okay, try it with your dog. Say no. If your dog still keeps doing it, you don't say no well enough. You better learn, because otherwise no isn't going to work for you. And you've got to have that as part of your vocabulary if you're going to budget properly. So, don't struggle with it. Just learn how to do it. Here, try it like this. Say no, like that. I probably just broke your speakers. I'm really good at telling a horse to get off of me. So, by the way, not knowing when to say no is one of the biggest reasons people blow off their budget. Not knowing when to say no. I want to go out and eat and get a burger. You guys know I grew up pretty poor. I remember vividly the one time before I was age 12 where we went out to a restaurant and got burgers. I mean, that's growing up kind of poor. You just didn't get to do it. Okay, well, suck it up and just teach your kids to respect money and put them to work, make them make some money, and get comfortable with saying no. And there you go. Now, also, you want to get yourself investing right now, not next week, but starting right now. And you want your kids to start learning how to do this with you. So one of the great things about having them have a job, even if it's something you're hiring them to do, is they get paid. And instead of having them use the money and blowing it off in some stupid candy or buying something that they want, no, have them take this money and invest it. Have them start understanding that putting off things into the future is one of the most critical things you can do when you're not already born rich. So just let's teach them how, okay? Oh, by the way, budgeting isn't just about avoiding unnecessary purchases. It also requires you take the money you save and put it into something that's going to get you to that promise, right? Just saving money can be a very difficult way to get to financial freedom. You're going to want to invest. So one of my favorite ways to get an investing account going is to set up a retirement account and have that money removed from your paycheck every month so you don't even see it. And it's removed pre-tax. So you'll have the government paying off some of this stuff every single month. Definitely should be doing that. There's no such thing, you guys, as starting to invest too early or investing too little. You just have to get started. And by the way, one of the best ways to get started, for sure, if you've never done this before, is to get over to the workshop that we do. It's a phenomenal thing. It's virtual, online. You can do it right there in the comfort of your own home. And we take you from knowing absolutely nothing in 3 days to become one of the best investors in the country. You will know how to do it. So now I'd love to hear from you guys. By the way, if you want to go over to my website, rule1investing.com, click on, workshop. It'll get you right over to it and you can learn how to get there. Now, love to hear from you. What are some of the ways you're budgeting for large expenses? Leave a comment below with your answer and I'll be sure to follow up with you. And thanks for watching. Now go play. If you enjoyed this video and you feel it was valuable in teaching you more about how to budget for the big stuff, hit the like button and please share the video with your friends. And if you want more investing content, just subscribe to my channel. And by the way, guys, don't forget to click the button for a free gift. Thanks again for watching.